Hello and welcome. Today we're going to have a look at Line Audio's OM1 omnidirectional microphones. So Line Audio Design are a company that are based in Sweden, and it's basically run by one guy who he designs and creates all the microphones. And currently he's got available two microphones. So he's got a cardioid version, the CM4, and what I'm holding here is basically the OM1, which is a omnidirectional microphone. Now, I've got two of these, so I can use them as a stereo pair for recordings. Now, what's fascinating about these little microphones is pretty much the frequency response. So it's got a 20 to 20,000 plus or minus 1 dB, which is amazing. You only get a bit of a wiggle towards the higher frequencies, something like 17 to 20,000. But it's a very, very flat microphone. Now, that's a very good thing, and it can also be a bad thing. It's a good thing because you get a true representation of the sound you're trying to record. So if you've got a good room with good acoustics and good instruments with good musicians, the result will be a good recording. But if you've got a bad room, then that microphone will pick up all the reflections and all the bad sounds, and anything you don't really want to record, it will record it. So keep that in mind when looking to purchase omnidirectional microphones in general. Now, the other thing I love about these microphones are basically how small they are. So like they're that big. This is the SM7 for comparison. It's pretty much as big as the pop filter. Very thin. It comes, so the little package it comes in is you get the microphone, you get a little pop filter and a little clip that you can use. It also has your thread adapters. I tend to use them in stereo pairs for classical music recording in general. So what was the amazing thing me and my colleagues actually found out was when you would A/B these microphones compared to much more expensive ones, you couldn't really hear a €1,000 difference in the price, especially when you would add the microphones into the mix. So when you're listening to 20, 30 microphones at a time, you cannot really say, oh, that's an expensive microphone or a cheap one. So that's really good. Now, when I'm saying cheap, these are very affordable microphones. So one of them cost about £135, which is roughly €150. So you're looking for about 300 for a pair of very flat response omnidirectional microphones. A lot of colleagues on different forums that I follow use these microphones and always carry them within their microphone set kits. So you will see them next to Neumann's, next to DPA's, next to top class microphones. And it's quite an amazing thing what the creator has managed to do and design is with such an affordable product. You get a very high quality result. And I think for us engineers, it's very important that when you pay for something, you get the most you can from that product in terms of money towards value. So when it comes to the value side of this microphone, it's 10 out of 10, hands down, best value microphone out there. So I compared the CM4, which is the cardioid, which I borrowed from a colleague of mine, with a Neumann 184 cardioid. It was quite shocking how close it sounded, and especially if you added some EQ to the Line Audio, you pretty much couldn't distinguish which one was the expensive one and which one was the affordable one. I don't want to say cheap because many people think that cheap means bad as well, especially in the audio industry, that, oh, that's not an expensive microphone, so it shouldn't sound good, or those are not expensive speakers, so they shouldn't sound good. But I'm a huge fan. I really want to kind of make a bigger stock of Line Audio microphones, so I want to invest in some cardioids as well. Want to be able to do main conductor pair or a decker plus outriggers, so looking between 3 and 5 omnidirectional for classical recording setups. Now, in terms of how it sounds, I'm in a quite small room, so I won't give you a live example of how these microphones sound because I've got quite a bit of traffic outside that little wall right there. But I did do recently a recording of a classical piano, and I used the Line Audio on a stereo bar, about 30 centimeters wide, as a decker tail. So that's basically, you've got your grand piano, and then let's say this is the piano, the keys are here. You would put the stereo set right at the end of the tail, facing towards the musician, towards the hammers of the piano, and you would pan those two microphones, hard left and hard right, and you get a very natural sound and a very natural movement. But I also, on that recording, I also used two DPA's 4011 cardioids as a closer pair, like a close AB, and then we had two AKG 414s as distant room mics. So I'll give you an example of just the Line Audios by themselves, and then how they sound with the other microphones in a mix. Have a listen. When listening back to the recording, I was really surprised of how natural they sound, and how well and suited they are compared to other microphones, how well they blend in within the mix. So after revisiting those audio examples, I'm really happy with my end decision in actually buying two of these microphones. I feel and I find that they're very handy. Love the small footprint. Price point is amazing for the quality that you get, and they're all handmade. They sound amazing. Super small, so you can fit them in different places, so they don't get in the way. Nice little packaging, which I love, so you can put them in your bag and they're nice and safe. Very clean microphones. As I said, I'm a very big fan. I'll highly recommend you would either check out either the Omnis or the Cardioids. Amazing little microphones. Have a look on the Line Audio forum on Facebook. A lot of people talk about different applications and different stereo techniques and different recordings they were using their microphones on. So you can get a lot of information, and it's a nice community. And there are a lot of forums you can get information on as well. If you want to order those microphones, I'm sure you can find retailers, but you can contact the company straight away with any questions you have, and they usually respond. I got a response within less than a day, which was amazing. And when I ordered the microphones, within a week, they had them delivered to Greece from Sweden, which is quite a distance, but got here in time, I was really happy and surprised. So yeah, great little product. Do check them out. There are amazing little microphones, both the Cardioid and the Omni. Have a look, have a listen, grab yourself an amazing valued microphone that sounds astonishingly good for what it is. Well, I do hope you found this video interesting. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, all the best.